Hey guys, so I stumbled across something very useful, not intentionally, just happened to come up and I was able to find one. Pretty cheap, so I bought one. This is a spark plug tester. Now keep in mind, this is for checking the actual spark plugs. This is not going to diagnose spark problems with your engine. This applies to vehicles and lawnmowers and anything with a spark plug. So this is going to test your actual spark plug. So like I said, if you have an actual spark problem with your coil or wiring or something, this is not going to have anything to do with that. This is just going to check your actual spark plug. So we've got a variety of spark plugs here. I've got a few more I can bring out. This tests 2 plugs at one time. It just plugs in. It's a 12-volt adapter. It came with a adapter for 220 for European wiring setup. Also, there's a lot of varieties of these on there. I caught this one sale on Amazon for like 12 bucks. The regular price is 24, and I would have paid that for it just to have it. And it looks like a guitar pedal to me, like an effect pedal, like reverb pedal or something. That's what it looks like to me. Anyway, you got this knob on here, and there's other ones that just on and off. This one goes from 1,000 up to 6,000, and it's off in this position. What this does, it changes the frequency of the spark. That way it kind of simulates different RPM ranges. And the good thing with this is you can really diagnose your spark problem with it. You can tell if your spark is jumping around or so much. You can do the same thing on a vehicle or lawnmower, just have the spark plug wire hooked up and ground it out. But you know, you got to sit there and keep cranking your engine, and you're going to be fighting your battery if you got to keep doing it for each spark plug, and just wear and tear on your starter, and you have to have somebody help you, or have a remote starter switch hooked up or something like this, whereas this is on the workbench, and just a simple way to test your spark plugs. So, it came with a few washers and spacers to put on here to be able to space it up. It looks similar to this, because this is just a little piece. You don't have to use this. I don't think we are for the video. But all this does is provide a black background so you can see your spark better. So you already see the problem. Not all spark. This is to accommodate different spark plugs. So you got a gap here between the piece on here and the spark plug. So you can put a couple washers on there that are metal, so it conducts electricity. That way it's up against it like that, and it can provide a path for the electric to flow through. I'm going to get a couple more put on here for the other plug. This one's kind of bad. So let me get you on the tripod and we'll check this thing out and do a couple different examples and kind of show you what this thing can do. Might try to use it, might make it easier to see. Also wanted to mention, make sure that this is at least off, if not unplugged, before you're messing with the spark plugs, because obviously there's high voltage here, probably up to 30,000 volts potentially. Most spark plugs, it just depends. I'm not sure exactly what the voltage is on this, but it is a considerable amount that can shock you. Alright, so I got it on here. You can hear it. I don't know how well. Hopefully this is not interfering with the camera's audio system. You can change the frequency of it. It also lights up to tell you that there's high voltage present. So if I can get you zoomed in, you're probably not going to be able to see much here until I turn the lights off. But this is a fairly new plug, and it's a fairly old plug. Alright, let's turn the lights off. Alright, so that's with all the lights off. Turn the frequency. I think it's increasing the voltage as well at the higher frequencies. May not be. It might just be where it's more steady. It looks brighter on the camera. I'm going to turn a little bit of light on so I can kind of... Yeah, you can still see it. So let me turn it off for just a second. I'm going to turn this so you can see it straight on. And the other day I was doing this. It may have been a different plug, but you could see it arcing like through the insulator. Well, this one's kind of oil fouled. You see, even that one that's newer, it's not really in the right spot. So that's what makes this really good. You can you know, bend your prong to adjust the gap to get that spark in a better spot. So if you're building like a race engine or something, it'd be more critical to get that spark better than the gap being off just a little bit, and do, you know, fine tune it for the spark instead of the actual gap. Kind of like in the same lines of like indexing spark plugs, if you're familiar with that. Because every spark plug is made different, and when you thread it in, the insulator or the outer part could be in a different spot. Like you tighten one up, it'd be like this, and cylinder 2 would be like this. So a lot of engine builders will index the spark plug, so you mark it out here. That way each one of them will end up in the same spot, because your head could be threaded different or your spark plug could be made different. So no two are going to be the same. So let's get some more spark plugs out and check it out. I'm going to leave that one in there. Put this one in there as a different. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, there you go. That one's all over the place. And that's actually not a bad thing, because it looks like a better spark than the one on the left. See how it's jumping around? That's not necessarily a good thing. That means that the spark is not constant. Even though the one on the left is off to the side, it is a more consistent spark. But this is what one should look like, that more bluish color. Bluish to purple is what you want it to be. If it's yellow or red, you got a spark plug issue, or low voltage from your coil. But this is kind of to rule that out. So if you're detecting like what you think might be a low output from your coil on your engine, you know, check it on here. If you get a good spark on here, you know it's not the plug. It is the, you know, your high voltage source on the engine. Alright, so this is going to be an interesting little comparison. The one on the left is a brand new NGK spark plug. The one on the right is obviously a used one that's got oil on it. And I don't know what's going to happen. It may not even fire. So that one on the left is way better. That one finally burnt through there, but it was very intermittent. Right there, that's a perfect spark, and that is a brand new plug. I would rather have it a little bit towards the center, but when you get a good spark like that that's consistent, you know that motor's going to run good, not foul. This one's jumping around at a low speed. It may not even, see how it's kind of like intermittent compared to the other one. Every now and then it misfires. You can literally see like what would be a misfire in an engine. It's just not a steady spark at all compared to the one on the left that you almost can't even see it sparking, but this one's just jumping around so much. So we'll leave that left one in there for comparison. Let's check a couple more. And this gives you an opportunity to check out different spark plug designs. This is an E3 plug. If anybody's not familiar with these, try to get a close-up of how they're made. Kind of see how the electrode's completely different shape. So let's just see what it does. I never really checked one of them before. That's a used one, but it's low hours, so. It's not even sparking, is it? What's going on here? So that plug's bad. Maybe it might be a resistor plug, and the resistor part's bad. But it's kind of a rare thing to have one not spark at all. I got another one. Let me find a new E3. Alright, so the E3 plug was not bad. This is a brand new one. Both these plugs that's in here are brand new. This is a E310, which is equivalent of a J19 Champion brand. The problem is the insulator part is shorter on these, so it didn't go all the way down there. So I had to take the end of it and tape a 1/4" nut on it to space it up a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to turn the light on. I'm going to leave this to your opinion. To me, the one on the left is providing a more constant spark. The right one is literally all over the place. Turn it up. But now it is more, but It's just all over the place, whereas the one on the left is right there. Now, E3 plugs also have another purpose. They're real slow. You see, sometimes it's not even sparking, really. Turn it just a hair. I think the one on the left is a winner, guys. Give me your opinion below. I'm not really for or against E3 plugs or other type of electrode plugs like that. See, that was a complete blank spot there for a second. The one on the left just keeps going steady. That's a big difference. I'm not gonna lie. I think the one on the left is sparking better. Definitely more consistent. So, but I have found out over the years that certain engines like the E3 plugs and some of them don't. Like if you all remember my little mini pocket bike, a 47 or 49cc 2-cycle, it loves the E3 plugs. I have a 12-horse Briggs on a ride motor engine that hates them. You know, it's just hit or miss. It's always just something to try. But anyway, we kind of got a little sidetracked there, and it's not really about types of spark plugs. It's just about testing spark plugs in general, and I highly recommend this thing. There'll be a Amazon affiliate link in the description below. To help if you buy it through that link, it'll send a certain percentage my way, so I can help do videos like this in the future. And but yeah, my opinion on this, and I don't know about other ones, but this particular one seems to be really nice, and I recommend this one. If you get a good buy on something else similar to this, go for it. You're going to get about the same results out of anything. I have seen models that go all the way up to 5 and 8 spark plugs, but I think the 2 like this is better, really, because what you can do, keep a new one like on the left side like this, a brand new one, just like what's in your engine. That way you can test each one of them and do a direct comparison to see what's going on. If you just put 2 of the ones out of your engine in it, like say you're doing a V8 and you got to do it 4 separate times, you know, you may not get the best reading. You do it like this, one at a time, I feel like you're going to get a better reading of the spark plugs. So, but when in doubt, throw a new plug in it. You can't never change a spark plug too much, but I like changing your oil. So, alright guys, this video is longer than it was supposed to be. I was hoping for like a little 3 to 5 minute video, but I got carried away checking different brands of spark plugs and stuff. I do want to do one more little quick check. This one here, I'm probably going to have to put this, you get to see how I did this. I taped a 1/4 inch nut on the bottom of that where it's so short. Probably going to have to do the same thing on this one. That looks actually a little bit longer. Let's just see if it'll go up. But this is an old plug. It's got carbon or something in between it. Yeah, it's not wanting to do it. Let me get another nut and tape one there. Alright, so the one on the right is it's got like carbon or something in between it. It's still sparking, but just not as good. Let's turn the light off and look at it again. I'm not even really seeing it spark. Seen a couple sparks there intermittently. Yeah, spark looks shot. Alright, so we're going to end the video here. I just thought this might make a fun little video to make, and you may not be aware of these even exist like I wasn't. So highly recommend getting this. It's another tool to have. It might be a time you need it, you know. Alright guys, I'm still doing videos once a month at the moment, so I hope everybody understands, and hopefully we can get back to the point of going a video every 2 weeks or maybe even weekly at some point. My dream is to do videos daily, but I just don't see that happening anytime soon. But alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and end the video as I said, and thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment below. Feel free to give me a like and a subscribe. Appreciate that. And we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.